if you could actually begin to share the broadcast, share, start to share it to your friends, share it with your family, share it inside of the groups. Whoever has the most shares at the end of this broadcast, we will actually be giving a prize out to that individual. So we're going to wait a few more minutes as more individuals begin to come in. And so just keep sharing. So while we're doing that, down in the comments, just let me know where you all are from, what city and state you are in right now, and also how you heard about the broadcast. So do a little bit of that for me as we get going here. And I have a few of the things that I'll be sharing. So we're excited today, of course, because we have Industrial Bank, one of the oldest Black-owned banks in the country, on the line, right outside of Washington, D.C. So we are excited to have them on. So much history there, so much going on with that bank. And they've been doing business with us as a chamber for quite some time. And I'm excited to share with you all who they are and what they do. So if you all can share, definitely share the broadcast. Again, share it on with your groups, share it on your personal page, make everyone aware, and we're going to be getting started. Also, if you could also go ahead and download, if you do not know, we also have a mobile app. So the USBC directory, again, is the largest Black business directory in the world. So we have a mobile app where you can locate Black-owned businesses anywhere around the country, anywhere in the world and around the country. So if you can download the app right now while you have your phones up, will be excellent. The download name is USBC, which stands for United States Black Chambers, USBC directory. Again, all one word, USBC directory, and you can do that on Android and also on Apple. You can download the app. So go ahead and begin downloading the app. And also for those that did want to join us on YouTube, we had quite little technical difficulty for YouTube, but we'll be rebroadcasting this back on YouTube after the show once we edit it as well. So pretty excited about that. So again, so down in the comments, go ahead and let us know where you all are from, and how you heard about the broadcast. Where you from and how you heard about the broadcast. I'm really excited about the show. This has been a long time coming, and I do want to give a special shout out to Tori Brainchild of Brainchild Associates, who I've been working together with and putting all of this together. And then also I want to give a shout out to our cameraman, Ty, Naaman Brown. And at the end, I'll be giving his handle. So that if you all are looking for a great photographer, if you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, looking for a great photographer, a great videographer, just got married here recently, and he did the videography and the photography during that as well, so which was great. All right, so Corey Kirkendall, how's it going, sir? From Texas, good to see you there. All right, and I see Jasmine Lee. How are you doing, Jasmine? And Gary Bolden in St. Louis, Missouri. Excellent. It's good. Welcome, every one of you. Welcome. Glad to have you. Again, if you all can just go ahead and start sharing that link. That way more people can be on as well. That would be excellent. So again, and exciting news, we also will be giving away a prize. So Industrial Bank will be giving away a prize as well, right at the end. So you got to hold on until the end to find out what the prize would be. So we will be giving out a prize as the United States Black Chambers Business Directory, and Industrial Bank will be giving away a prize as well. So, but you have to stay on to the end to find out what the prize is going to be and who it is. So which is great. So continue to share it there, and then we're going to be going. Let's see who else is in the broadcast here. Sharitha, where are you from? Welcome. Where are you from, Sharitha? All right. I mean, again, just giving a few more minutes for more people to join the broadcast. All right, and I have another special announcement that I'm going to be announcing here in a second. Everyone. So if you are a business owner, and tell us, also, before I do that, tell me, every one of you in the comments, tell me the last Black business that you supported. So put down in your comments the last Black business that you actually supported. And if you could tag the name of that business as well, hyperlink it and tag it, that would be great. So what was the last Black-owned business that you supported. We have to support our own businesses and help to grow our businesses ourselves. That responsibility belongs to us. So, you know, of course, we see everything that's going on with Popeyes, and we see everything that's going on with Chick-fil-A. But we have a lot of great Black-owned businesses that serve chicken too. So we want you to log on to the USBC directory app, download the app, and click on the link that says Black Restaurants, and find a Black restaurant around the country that serves chicken. They serve great chicken also. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So we'll be starting here in one moment, and I'll be bringing up Industrial Bank, as you already see them on the screen, which is pretty exciting. I'm really excited for each one of you to know about them because this is a bank that has done so much for the Black community in the Washington, D.C. area. So I really want more people to become aware. And also I want to begin to explain to each one of you how to do business with them outside of DC. So many of you are in the DC area. So I also want to explain to you how to do business with them outside of the Washington, DC area, and how you could also just the process of how do you do business with a Black bank? Is it different from doing business with a traditional bank? So I want everyone to be able to figure that out on the call on today, which is pretty exciting, which is great. So just give us a few more moments. We'll be starting here in a second. So again, so the last Black-owned business, so Sharitha is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Great. And let's see here. And if you all can, again, place down in the comments where the last Black-owned business that you supported. That would be excellent as well. Definitely want to be able to see that. I supported the Black Business Initiative today, founded by Jice Johnston. Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right, let me see who else supported a Black-owned business here. Okay. All right, so we'll be starting here in a momentarily. All right, so and then, which is great. All right, so we have Danny Black from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Dolores Ritzman, Esquire. All right, that sounds great. Welcome to the broadcast. Glad to have you. Corey, he said, instant imprints for marketing. Excellent. Now, if you all can tag these businesses as well, that'd be great. That way, those that are in the comments, they can also, click on the links and try to go and support those businesses as well. So Teresa Clarkson, how you doing, ma'am? That is our chamber president out in New Mexico. A lot of people don't know that there's a few Black people in New Mexico. So welcome, Teresa. And she said Nexus Brewery and in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and a New Mexico soul food. Excellent. That's really, really good, which is good. All right, we'll be getting started here in about 2 minutes. So let me see some more of those comments there, what businesses you all have supported. And if you have any questions, go ahead and start placing your questions down in the comments. Any questions that you have for our guests, excuse me, you can go ahead and start placing those there as well. All right. Okay, and let's see here. I have a really good announcement that I'm getting ready to announce here in a moment here. Pretty excited about this. So if you are a Black business owner and you would like to be connected to the United States Black Chambers, I have a special offer and opportunity for you today to be able to do that. And so I'm going to place that up there for you in one moment. Okay. All right. Okay. Excellent. So getting ready to get started here in one moment. Let me just hit this button, hit click here, and then we're going to get started. Glad to have everybody on the broadcast. This is exciting. We've been working on this again, as I say, working on this, and now we're here today, August 28th, 2019, and we're excited about this. So really quickly before we get going, if you are a Black business owner and you would like to join the United States Black Chambers Business Directory, I am going to place a link down in the comments so that way you will have it. And if you join today, only while this broadcast is going on, we're offering a 15% discount if you join today. Again, if you join today, your business, if you join today, 15% discount. And I'm placing the link down in the comments right now as we speak. So if you want to join, just click on that link and go directly to the website there and join. And you will be able to, there we go. You will be able to click on that link and just go directly to the page there and actually join. So that's only going to last until the end of this online show. All right, so excited. Let's get started. Let's get going. Excited to have everybody online today. Excited to be going. And this is absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Heaven Bound said, I'm still watching, but unable to hear. Don't understand what's going on. All right. I think some other people can hear, so you might want to check it on your end, Heaven Bound. Yeah, if you could share. I think some other people actually can't hear. So just want to check it on your end, Heaven Bound. All right. So here we go. So again, my name is Brian. I'm Brian Morse with the United States Black Chambers, and I'm excited to be a part of the United States Black Chambers. And our founder and CEO is Ron Busby, a great gentleman, and we love working together with him. We love what he's done with the United States Black Chambers. So I'm also founder and partner with the United States Black Chambers Business Directory. So again, you could also download the app. So the mobile app is USBC Directory. Again, it's USBC Directory. You could download the app. We have it for Android and for Apple, so you can download it for both of them. So the United States Black Chambers, we were founded on 5 pillars of service, and this is the foundation of who we are. Number 1, advocacy. So we're located in Washington, D.C. Ron Busby moved from Phoenix to Washington, D.C. about 10 years ago, and we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary last week at the Gaylord National Resort. So we founded upon advocacy. We're located in Washington, D.C. so that we can advocate on the behalf of Black-owned businesses. And we are always engaging our senators and our representatives on the behalf of Black-owned businesses. Our second pillar of service is access to capital. We do what we can to partner with, obviously, Industrial Bank and other banking institutions to help bring access to capital for our Black businesses. We do know that that is a key issue that we hear all of the time from Black-owned businesses, that they cannot get access to capital. So we want to discuss today what needs to take place so that our businesses can gain access to capital. Also, contracting opportunities, that's important. So I work on a daily basis in conjunction with the Chamber and some of our corporate partners, and doing what we can to connect our businesses to our corporate partners so that they could do business with them as well. And so, we have many major corporate partners, and we do what we can to connect our businesses. And you'll be hearing from some of our companies we've been able to connect to. We've been able to connect some of our members and do business with Walmart and some of our other corporate partners as well. So we'll be discussing that in some of our future calls. Also, chamber development. We do a lot of development throughout our chambers. And then we have a lot of entrepreneurship training as well, which is absolutely excellent. Larry Williams from Indianapolis. How you doing, sir? Great seeing you last week at the conference. So it's definitely great seeing you. Also, our last pillar of service was entrepreneurship training. We are always training our entrepreneurs. Things like this, and also our monthly conference calls are excellent. Our members really love those, and we only bring in other members of the chamber to educate other members. So we always highlight our members, our member businesses on our conference calls, and we do those once a month. So if you want to be a part of that, you definitely can, which is excellent. All right, so I have one other announcement that I'm going to bring on Industrial Bank, which is great. So we do have a sponsor of the show, which is great, and I'm so excited to announce them. The sponsor of this online broadcast for this episode is Furniture Installation and Service Technicians, and also known as FIST. And FIST assembles and disassembles office units such as modular and case goods, desk units and shelving, and Furniture Installation and Service Technician outfits your office to suit any number of employees for more productivity in an office environment. Furniture Installation and Service Technicians also has their GSA schedule, and they are 8A certified. FIST has performed work at the Smithsonian Institute, the National Museum of African American History and Culture, located in Washington, D.C., along with other government, private, and commercial entities. So he said prices are very affordable and reasonable, and I definitely encourage you to reach out to them. Their web address is www.fistallstate.com. ATION.com, www.fistinstallation.com. And you can also reach them by telephone 410-565-6950. So we'll be placing that information down in the comments as well, so that way you can locate FIST Installation. So again, Tori, that's fistinstallation.com. If you could place that down in the comments, that would be excellent. All right, and then in our upcoming weeks, we will also be having a few other members here. And next week, we will be having Symphony Chips. Symphony Chips is a Black-owned potato chip company. So if you have not heard of a Black-owned potato chip company, we will be having them on next week so that they can really tell you how you can buy some potato chips. We will also have rolling out in some upcoming weeks one of our companies, GovFlex, Whitestone Teas, Chew Crazy Wine, who we helped to get inside of Walmart, She's Happy Hair, which is a very large Black-owned hair company out of Texas. So we'll be having all of that. So it's great. So with all of that being said and done, let me go ahead and bring everyone on. As you see, they're already on the screen. And so I'm introducing Industrial Bank. How are you all doing, ladies?
We're great.
It's so great to see you all. So great to see you all. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so today our topic is Banking Black, doing business with Industrial Bank. And our speakers are Jacqueline Boyes, Senior Vice President and Director of Retail Banking, Staria Williams, Vice President of Risk Management, and Melanie Woodard, Assistant Vice President and Marketing Manager. See, and what you have to know about them before I bring them on, Industrial is more than a banking partner with us. They are family. We support them, they support us, and we're always working together. And I'm excited to bring them on today. So I'm going to bring each and every one of you on, and I'll let you also go ahead and introduce yourself, whichever one wants to start first. Welcome to the USBC Directory Live, and great to have you all on Industrial Bank.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself. That way they can put a name with the face.
Sure. So I'm Melanie Woodard, Assistant Vice President, Marketing Manager here at Industrial Bank. And I just wanted to open up with a little background and history about the bank. So Industrial Bank, we are actually proud to be one of the oldest African-American banks in the country, and actually the only family-owned third-generation Black-owned bank in Washington, D.C., in the Washington, D.C. area. We were started back in 1934 by the founder, Jesse H. Mitchell, with 9 other businessmen, and during the Great Depression. Why we found that's important is because during those times, other banks would allow Blacks to make deposits into the banks, but they would not lend. So therefore, we weren't afforded the same opportunities to enhance our quality of life through home ownership and through entrepreneurship. So we're glad to say that Jesse H. Mitchell answered the call and provided the resources for the Black community to be able to be afforded the opportunity to create wealth. So they came along with 9 other businessmen. Actually, we just celebrated 85 years last Tuesday. We're so excited.
Wow.
We're so excited about that.
Wow.
We're so excited at that. And why that's even more important is that in 2007, there were actually 44 Black-owned banks in the country. As of today, there are only 22. And we're proud and humbled by the fact that we're one of those 22. We're always advocating for the fact of the importance of supporting Black businesses and Black banks in particular.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Okay, who's next?
Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Jackie Bowles, Senior Vice President, Director of Retail and Operations, and I'm just honored to be here.
Okay, excellent.
I'm Staria Williams, Vice President, Director of Risk Management here at the bank, and happy to participate today as well.
Well, welcome each and every one of you. Again, so glad to have you on. So glad to have you on. Again, this bank has been around for 85 years. 85 years. So it's definitely important for us to be able to introduce Industrial to many individuals who have not heard of them, which is absolutely excellent. So again, please share the broadcast. Go ahead and share it inside of on your pages, and share it inside of the groups as we get going here, which is excellent. So again, I do also want to announce, if you would like to become a member of the chamber while this broadcast is going on, we're actually offering a 15% discount. Again, a 15% discount. And the link is down in the comments, usbcdirectory.com/advertise. Again, usbcdirectory.com/advertise. Go on to the advertise page there. All right, so that's the history of the bank. And so Jacqueline, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get going with industrial, and what were you doing before?
So prior to Industrial Bank, I was at SunTrust Bank where I spent about 5 years, and prior to that, Bank of America. But I'll be celebrating 10 years in October, and I'm living my dreams, completely committed to the mission, the core values of Industrial Bank.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so which is good. So, and Staria, same question for you. How long have you been with the bank, and what were you doing before?
I have been with the bank a total of about 17 years, and actually Industrial Bank, I worked for Industrial Bank as a service associate or teller while I was in college at American University. So they were my first real job here in the Washington, D.C. area when I came out here to go to school. And they gave me a big bear hug back then, and I've been able to be a part of this wonderful organization since then, and have a connection to it since I started working here in college.
Mm-hmm.
No, that, and you know, when you say bear hugs, I was going to mention Mr. Doyle, who's the owner of the bank. You know, I watched him. I've seen him at several events, and I love how he interacts with you all. When he comes up to you, he doesn't shake your hand. I've seen him just give you all a big bear hug at different events, and I love what he called you all last week at our conference. He called you the dream team. And so this is why we have you on today, so that everyone can understand exactly what's going on with you, and how the bank really can grow. All right. So with the Industrial Bank, so one of the things that I really want us to discuss today is how important it is for people to begin to build a relationship with the bank. Because I talked to a lot of business owners across the country. Just this week, I was talking to business owners in California, just different parts of the country, and talking about how hard and how difficult it is as being Black business owners to get a loan. And one of the things that I always stress with them is to first start out by building a relationship with the bank. So yes, your credit might be great, and you might have the collateral, and you might still be turned down for a loan. And I see many times that happens because the bank does not have a great relationship with you, and it's a dating process. So whoever wants to take that, discuss the issue of relationship building with the banking institution.
Well, it's I think when you think about getting loans, you have to think about it from a perspective as somebody's making an investment. And so why is this company making this investment in you? And sometimes you have to go to the drawing table and kind of understand what it is that you're really asking for. Because sometimes the decline is not because you don't have credit or not because you don't have capital, but because we kind of really need to repurpose or rethink the delivery options, right? So, and that's part of having the relationship with your loan officer. It's not, I think, when it comes to banking anywhere, right? If you just have a checking account where you go, you give that financial institution very little purview into really who you are. You want to build relationship, but like you said, building relationship means having conversation. So your first conversation with your loan officer shouldn't be you walking in with the application. It really should be.
I want you to stop right there and say that again. Because I think most of our businesses are not aware of that. So the first time I go to a bank, it shouldn't be with an application.
Right. The first time you come in if you're thinking about getting a loan for your business, the first time, or if you're thinking about a home loan, any of that, the first time you speak with a loan officer, it should not be with the application in hand, I'm ready to go. It really should be a conversation. This is where I think I want to go. These are the things that I want to do. And then the loan officer can really fit you in a product that's going to work best for you at this current time. They're going to ask you questions. I think one thing about business owners, you think because you personally have good credit, that's all there is to it. How much about your business and the business behind your business? I want to sell cupcakes. I want to mow lawns. I want to make t-shirts. These are all great product offerings, but then I have no idea, no real knowledge of the business behind my business. Should I be an LLC versus a partnership? And legally, what's that responsibility to me? Do I know how to do projections? Do I even know what that means? And those are the kind of conversations you should be having with your loan officer before you even start the application process, so that your loan officer gets to know you and gets to know your business and your business profile, so we can say, okay, this would be the best step for you. Not only would this loan product fit with you, but why don't we have a conversation with someone in our retail banking department so we can put you actually in a better checking account or a better kind of account for your day-to-day business operations. So I think you should go in wanting to get to know the people that work there and have them wanting to get to know you so that they can best fit you with the appropriate product.
No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I often say, so it's like dating. So you have to court them first.
Yes. And when you, I mean, and the thing about dating, right? Before you know you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, you have to go through some things with people, right? So that loan officer is going to want to see, how are you prepared when nobody's buying anything that you got to sell? You know, what are you going to do in terms of your reserves? Have you thought about that? What are you going to do when nobody is buying t-shirts, when it's the summertime and nobody wants cupcakes because they want to wear bathing suits, so nobody wants to buy cupcakes? How are you going to sustain your business in those downtimes? We want to make sure that this is going to be a viable loan even when the money is not there. So those are the kinds of conversations that you should be having with your loan officer long before you say, okay, I'm ready to complete an application. It is a dating process, and the more we get to know you, the more we realize that you are a solid business, the more that we feel confident that we can put you in a certain kind of product and take that risk on you when loaning money.
No, that's such a great point. And I want to come back to the collateral also and credit, how important that is. But one of the things I want to throw in right now is, for our community, it is important for us to know how important banks are. Banks are important because, particularly if it's a Black bank, and I'll let industrials speak on this, I think 70% of the loan money that they loan, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but 70% of the money that you loan goes to Black-owned businesses. So most of our Black institutions, they loan to Black businesses. And typically with Black-owned businesses, they usually hire Black individuals. And so if Black businesses are the second largest employer of Black people in the United States. The federal government employs more Black people. Second to the federal government is Black-owned businesses. So if we can grow our banks, that means if we can begin to pour our money into our banks can pour money into our businesses, then our businesses can pour money into our communities. So, but our banks have to be the foundation. If you look at other communities, you really see that the bank is the foundation of their community. And so we really have to support our businesses, our banks as well. So talk about how important credit is and collateral in terms of going after a loan.
Well, you are a personal guarantor of that loan. So your personal credit matters, and collateral sometimes I think, again, that depends on the profile of the loan. Sometimes your collateral can be your receivables, money that you're going to be bringing in. Sometimes collateral can be the actual building that you're going to occupy. Sometimes collateral can be equipment. It really is a determination based upon the kind of loan that you're getting for the needs. But you will have to have collateral. You will have to have some of your own money that you have to put into the deal. So it's important that you're putting money away, because you will have to put some of your own money into the deal. I think that's important. You know, banks are not a magic wand. We really are an investment to help you, and we become a part of the fabric. Industrial Bank has a slogan that we've been using: money made here stays here. We are interested in putting money into our communities and seeing our communities grow, but that's also about an investment in yourself and how you see that business. So, you know, you're your own brand, how you market yourself and the things that you do. We had a business owner that started off just doing brunches on Sunday. That business owner now has a cafe. They're getting ready to open a second location, and they're still doing brunches. But part of the reason why we're able to go into a second deal with this particular customer is because of the investment that they made in themselves. So they were able to put money aside so that they can put money into the deal. They were able to brand and market themselves. They understood. They went and hired people because they were able to make money. So they made the investment in getting proper accounting and different things like that. so that they could be a good candidate for the loan, and they wanted to prove to us that they were a good customer and that, you know, they could be trusted. And now I know when you're a startup, you don't always have all of those resources available to you. But then again, as a startup, we're going to be trying to put you in a different product. We're going to be looking at you and looking at your profile and wanting to fit you in a different product.
No, that is so important. How important with that? Just following up on that, then we're going to go to Jackie. How important is it for businesses to have some skin in the game, meaning to have their own money invested?
It's very important for you to do that. I mean, it's a reinvestment into yourself. If you know that your goal is ultimately to grow, your goal is ultimately to do certain things, then you realize it's going to cost you a little bit. So, you know, we're going to have to cut a little bit here. We're going to have to put more money away. I'm going to have to make sure my personal credit is good. My personal savings are good. You have to do that as a business owner. Any business owner will tell you it costs me money to make money. It costs me money to grow. I might have started in my basement. Amazon started in their basement. Now Amazon is Amazon. But in order for them to grow and be who they are, there was money and skin that they had to, at every level that you grow, there's a little bit more of a personal investment you're going to have to put into it to ensure that it gets to the next level.
I love that. I love that. All right. So Jacqueline, so let's talk about some of the successes of the bank. Let's talk about a few of the companies that Industrial has loaned to in the past. We don't have to give their names, but a couple of companies that we've loaned to and the type of growth that you've seen from that.
Well, let me just start with the successes of the bank. Number one, being here for 85 years as a third generation family-owned, African-American-owned bank. I'm serving the same community under the same name. That's a huge success. So that's the primary one. Secondly, when I joined the bank, it was a very critical time in the economy, especially in our local neighborhoods. It was in 2008, 2009. And so as we all know, a family or a business that was misplaced or displaced because they were offered predatory, what we consider now predatory loans, the no docs, the low doc loans. Industrial Bank took a higher road. We had integrity with the loans that we would provide to our communities. And so because we had a conservative approach and because we didn't offer those loans, today in 2019, we can proudly say that there's not a family and there's not a business that has been misplaced or displaced as a result of foreclosure due to loans that we offered that were not the best for our customer. And so I take pride in that. I'm really, really excited about working for an organization that cares about the economic condition of their customers, more so than they do.
So question. So I guess those loans, were they called subprime loans? Is that what they call them?
Absolutely, the subprime loans. Absolutely, and we didn't offer those loans. We stayed traditional.
And we still don't.
Wow.
And we still don't.
That is huge. I did not know that myself. So you all didn't get into, because that was quick money for many of the banks, but Industrial Bank did not get into that at all.
At all.
Quick
failure. That is amazing.
Right. And then if I can list one other success that I'm really proud of. In 2013, 2014, our president and executive team charged us with creating a financial literacy curriculum. We recognize that there is a void in the level of knowledge, just basic financial knowledge in our community, and how there was a huge need for that. And so since then, we created a wonderful, a robust, a very comprehensive, very interactive financial literacy platform that we provide in person, free of charge, and we have just recently supplemented it, right, Melanie? Where we have an online experience. So any of you that are out there, if you go to our website and you click on financial empowerment or financial education, you'll see that we have an array of different subjects online: banking, student loans, access to capital for business loans, credit, how to budget. And so we realize the needs of our community and we try to supply those accordingly.
Wow. How to budget. Now, is that a course that Industrial, do you all deal with that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Give us a little bit, tell us what you do with that.
I'm sorry?
Tell us a little bit what you do with teaching people how to budget.
So we have, like Jackie said, we have a full curriculum. So, and when we get many requests for us to come out into the community, because that's actually who we are. So we're known to be a bank that actually builds relationship by building partnerships and going out into the community and providing and educating our community and empowering them. And sometimes we are able to create specific programs for those certain underserved populations, such as the program we now have at the DC jail, where we go in there every other Tuesday and we provide the same curriculum we provide out in the community, we provide inside there. So we teach them also about how to budget, how to basic banking 101, how to write a check, how to balance a checkbook. We teach them about credit and home ownership and all of those kind of things, because we understand that eventually they will come out, and we want to be able to add value to them and teach them how to be productive citizens, at least with finances are concerned, because we know that impacts everybody.
So that is, when we talked about that the other day, how you all go into the prisons, that's admirable, because, a lot of people won't do that because I don't know if they can open up accounts in prison. But you are doing the groundwork and preparing them for when they come out, which is again why it's important for us to support our Black-owned banks, because we go above and beyond the call of duty, which is amazing. All right, so I would love to hear. So that's the successes of the bank. Do you have any other? Whoever wants to take this, any other stories about any other companies that have come to you and you provided a loan to them, and you've seen what type of growth has come out of that from the loans from Industrial Bank? Whoever wants to take that.
I think they're all our babies.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to give a name, but just a couple of examples would be good.
We have so many. I mean, restaurants,
daycare centers,
churches. We have a huge loan portfolio with churches who, by the way, were there with us in the beginning. And so had it not been for the support of our local churches, we may not be exactly where we are right now. So we do a lot of lending to churches.
And a lot in low to moderate income areas.
Yes.
Now, that is an important part. I saw Mr. Dory talk about that at our conference last week, and that was interesting to hear. So that's really good. So you do a lot of churches in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area.
And we even provide financial literacy to their congregations. I think what's important is sometimes it's, we give a loan to the church and the church has a wonderful looking facade, but then the people that come to church every day are struggling to pay tithes, or they're struggling to give an offering, and churches have found it necessary and found it actually quite beneficial to have us come in and speak to their congregation about home ownership, about budgeting and credit. So we're not just helping the church in general, but we're helping the members as well. So we take pride in that as well.
No, this is great. So, I want to take a pause right there, because I think that's important. So if you're a church out there and you would love for Industrial Bank, and you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and you would love for Industrial Bank to come and talk with you and talk with your congregation, someone over, whichever one you want to do this, give the web address or some contact information on how they can reach you.
So our web address is industrial-bank.com. We also have an email address that feeds into our client services center, and that is info@industrial-bank.com.
Perfect. All right. So log on to the site. All right. So I do have a question. And again, I just want to announce, please share the broadcast, which is great. And we will be giving away a prize at the end. Industrial Bank is going to be asking a question, and whoever gets that question right at the end will be receiving a prize. And then also, whoever actually signs up and becomes a member will be getting a prize from the United States Black Chamber's Business Directory. So again, from now until the end of the broadcast, we're offering a 15% discount on membership. We never do 15%. We were just doing it today because it's the inaugural episode with the USBC directory. All right, so I do have a question here. So one question that we have is, how long does the loan application process take?
That depends. That is subjective. Our goal for residential loans is to close a loan within 30 days. That's our goal, to be able to do that. And usually on the commercial side, it may take a little bit longer because it is a far more robust process. There's a lot more involved in that process. So it can, and depending on the loan amount and the approval process. So we don't have a cookie cutter time frame, but what we do, whether it is a residential loan or whether it is a commercial loan, we are very much so committed to that process. When you talk, from the moment you talk to that loan officer all the way to the end, that process, that loan officer is very much so committed to you, and you're on the phone, we're doing site visits, we're, pop-ups, we need a conference call, 911. Sometimes you just need the comfort of hearing somebody's voice to be reassured that the process is moving along, because it does take a little bit of time. Sometimes you're waiting, you have to do doc searches, you have to do different things like that, and it takes time. So I would say on the commercial side, it does take a little bit longer. On the residential side, we shoot for a 30-day turnaround process, but it really all depends on the complexity of the loan that you're applying for. And if you already have a relationship, sometimes having an existing relationship does help to move the process along a little bit faster.
I love that relationship part. I think we just have to hit on that again. It's so key for our businesses to understand that we must build a relationship with the banking institution. So again, like you said before, the first time you go into the bank, it shouldn't be to go ask for a loan. So what are some of the questions, and I think you mentioned it before, but if you could reiterate it again, what are some of the questions they should be asking that first, second, third time they come in, even before they ask for a loan, if they're coming to Industrial Bank or any bank?
Well, the first thing that they should be asking is, what are some of the basic pieces of information that you're going to ask from me? So what kind of information? Banks, we try to, one of the things that, we have requirements, we have legal requirements to get certain documentation from every single customer. So when you go into a financial institution, it does not matter, big or small, where you go, you're going to be asked for certain documents, and you're going to be asked for certain documents because it is required by law. So there are things when you establish your business. I would tell every small business owner, everybody looking to start a business, those corporate documents that you have that establish you, that say you are a legal entity, you need to keep those under lock and key and keep them in a safe place. So your articles of incorporation or your operating agreement, your SS4 form, that's the form you get from the IRS that says this is your tax ID number, you are officially a tax-paying business. Having a certificate of good standing, all of those kinds of documents that you may or may not know that you need to have as a new business, all those documents should always be in a central location, in a safe location, because I can guarantee you, whatever financial institution you go to, they're going to ask you for those documents as a part of the loan process in addition to that. Keeping your books, like how you keep your money. The minute you start making money or you start using your own money for this particular business, it's important to keep it separate, keep those statements, and try to invest in a good accounting software. It doesn't have to be super expensive, because maybe in the beginning you're not making that much money, but something that you can help to track your business, because a financial institution is going to ask you for the financials of your company, and they're going to ask you for your personal financial information as well. Right. So those are some questions that you should be asking, like, what do you require? What documentation do you require? Give the loan officer some history about your company, your organization, your business, and also give them, share your dream. What is it that you really want to do, and at what juncture, you are in this process, and how you picture the bank helping you, so that loan officer can get a good idea of really what we can do to help. What can we offer? Because our first piece of help might not be giving you a loan, but it just might be pointing you in the right direction to get some of your affairs in order, so that you can come back and apply for the loan. So I think that just the expectation to just have a conversation to share, so that you can share some information and get some insight, but ask what's required, share where you want to go, share where you are. And I think that conversation will kind of really conduct itself. It'll be able to move and proceed itself when you start from there.
I love that because it's you know it's like buying a home. Many times people they go after buying a home sometimes, and they run into roadblocks. They have to get information, and it's not as simple as let me go to the bank and get a loan for a home. Sometimes
Right.
it takes a while. They have to build their credit up. They have to pay some things off of the credit as well. So I think building that relationship early with you all can help address whatever roadblocks, I should say, that could potentially come up.
And it's the same thing that happens on the commercial side. Sometimes there are things, you have tax issues, or you might have something and we have to pay that off. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's really, it's kind of an X-ray. Somebody's taking a microscope and they're looking at you and your company with X-ray vision and saying, okay, all this stuff this might hurt you a little bit in the future, so let's work on this. Or this is a roadblock now. Let's work on this so we can get past it. And I mean, I think that's I think people do that personally, right?
Yes.
So if you just meet somebody and they're like, hey, can I hold $10? You're like, okay, I might let you hold $10. With somebody you just met and they ask you for $1,000, you might be like, well, I gotta get to know you a little bit
Right.
before I can give you $1,000, right? Well, that's the same way it works at a bank. You know, we don't have a problem loaning the money to you, but we want to make sure that the profile is right and that you have all of your ducks in a row, so that when we make this loan, we have confidence and you have confidence that you can pay it back, right? You don't want to take on a financial responsibility and then you go home and you're worried every day whether or not you can actually pay it back. So we want to make sure we're putting you in a product that's not giving you too much worry at night, and that it's something that you feel comfortable and it fits, right? We know
I
how
love
it is
that.
when you put something on that doesn't fit, you tug and you pull at it all day, you're not comfortable in it. We don't want to put you in any kind of product that you're not comfortable in.
Listen, what I've come to understand, definitely we're dealing with industrial and just banks in general. Banks are in business to make money, and the way they make money is through interest, and they make money from the interest that they charge us on loans, and they will not make any money if the person that they're loaning the money to does not pay it back. And so it's
Yes.
important for banks to understand who they're dealing with, because as you said, if you just met someone and you'd never seen them before and they asked you for $1,000, chances are you wouldn't give it to them. Or most of us wouldn't give it to them. I know I wouldn't. You got to get to know people. You have to get to know them. And so we look at a bank as an institution, but it's really a relationship, just like you would have a relationship with any other person. So I have a question here. Someone asked, is a business plan needed to be considered for a loan? Do I have to have a business plan?
Most of the time they will ask you for a business plan, just to see that you know, but the business plan really is your own personal roadmap. But the bank may ask you for a business plan to see if you kind of thought out the roadmap and for your own company. But yes, they'll ask to see it. But a lot of times your loan officer might ask to see it again before the loan process actually starts, to just see what the roadmap is and see where you want to go.
Yeah, they want to be comfortable that you really have a good idea of what you're getting yourself into,
Yes.
which is definitely important. Okay, great. I have another question. Then I want to go into the online banking because I do have a question here for someone else. So someone says, how can I determine what bank I should get a loan from?
Well, I think the bank that you should get a loan from is a bank that you have a relationship with, that you may not have a loan with already. So I think sometimes we open a checking account at the bank and that's the singular relationship that we have with the bank. And we think just because I have $50 in the bank, that's enough to establish the relationship. I haven't touched it, I haven't spent it, I don't have any overdrafts, and I've left $50 in the bank for about 90 days. So now let me walk in and they should give me whatever I want. I think that you should check interest rates. I think if there's 5 banks on your block, go talk to all 5 banks and see what they have to say and see what is the best fit for you. I don't think that you should limit yourself to one. I think you should talk to them all, get as much information as you can, and then that's how you make the best educated choice on what's going to fit. The chemistry you have with the loan officer, were they willing to talk to you? Sometimes you might walk into a place and it just doesn't feel like they're very welcoming. They want you to already have a certain profile. They want you to already have a certain level of success before they're going to take their time. Some people, we want you from the grassroots on up. So it just depends. So if there's 5 banks around you, go to all 5 banks, have a conversation with them so that you can make the best choice.
That's a great point, because if you really listen to most entrepreneurs, whether they be white or black, many times they've gone to 5, 10, 15 banks and have been turned down by all of them before they get their first loan. And so all it takes is one yes, but you might get a few no's before you get that first yes.
Yes, delayed is not denied.
I love that. Delay is not denied. Okay, another question. What are the minimum requirements to qualify for financing? I think you touched on that a little bit, but if you just want to reiterate on that.
What kind of financing? Like, I mean, I think the requirements are going to be different depending on the kind of financing that you're looking for. But most often on the business, for a business loan, you're definitely, like I said, your corporate documentation is going to be required for you to have. They're going to look at some financials that you're going to need to have. Most banks have, based upon their lending policy, which is proprietary for most financial institutions, but every financial institution will have a lending policy that will determine how much personal capital or how much personal money you have to put into the deal. So please be prepared to put some money into the deal. And then there'll be different things that they need. They might need tax returns, guarantors. Guarantors are people that are saying, yes, we understand that we financially put our name on this and say, yes, we believe that this person can pay a loan back or whatnot. So it really just depends on the type of financing that you're looking for. Even in a commercial loan, there's different types of commercial loans. There's commercial real estate, there's construction, there's lines of credit. So depending on that kind of loan will be all of the different requirements that you'll need. But basic requirements are going to be your corporate document, financial, tax returns, and things like that. Excellent.
Now that's good. And so one more question on that, and then we're going to the online banking, which this would probably, Lloyd Bills asks, what is the loan to value? What does that mean? And what's the minimum and maximum of the loan? How many? So I guess if you want to explain loan to value, that was his question there.
So loan to value usually has to do with how much the loan is, we're going to lend you based upon the entire amount of money needed. You may need a total of $100,000. The whole deal is worth $100,000. The loan that you may, aside from what you put in and what you qualify for, may be $70,000. So then there's a $30,000 difference. Is that your investment? How are we going to collateralize that with certain things to get to the overall $100,000 that's needed for the deal? So loan to value is calculated by your loan officer based upon the type of loan, how much money is being put in, how much collateral there is, and how much that in terms of your debt coverage, how much debt can you actually cover? And those things are specific numbers that are calculated by your loan officer. It's not a cookie cutter equation. It is something that's going to be calculated by your loan officer based on the type of loan, based how much money you're putting into the deal, how much collateral there is for the deal, and so on and so forth. But the loan to value is going to be calculated by your loan officer based upon all the details of the loan.
No, that's a great display, great description right there, which is excellent. And so and tell me this. One of the things that I kind of suggest to our members who are going after loans. So what do you think about this strategy? Let's say you need $200,000, but you have not built a relationship with the bank. What's your suggestion on them maybe asking for $20,000 first and paying that back to build a relationship?
I mean, I know sometimes that, because you want to build a relationship, you may think that it might be better to start with a smaller loan and then work your way up to a bigger loan. But I think what's better than that is really, once you get to know your loan officer and your loan officer gets to know you, it's really putting you in the best possible product. So you might not have to start with the $20,000 first to get the $200,000 loan if you've had enough conversation and the loan officer is like, okay, you're in a good, because you might not even be in a good place for the $20,000 loan, if we're going to be honest. So we want to, the conversations are to really do an assessment to say, okay, this is where you are. And if you just did A, B, and C, it would put you in a better position for the $200,000. Let's not waste time kind of doing these smaller loans. Let's really put all of our investment into doing these three things, and it really will position you so that when you come back, we can get through this process. And that's why I said those conversations, building a relationship is not just having 5, 6, 7 accounts at a bank. Building a relationship is just that, building a relationship. Talking to that loan officer a few times, making sure you have some things, you know, investing in yourself, going back and working on yourself. So when you come back to the table, you're in a better position. So I think having those conversations and making the effort to have those conversations with the loan officer, first with the personal banker to make sure you're in the right kind of checking account first, doing those things first, I think that gives us a better picture of where you are so that we can put you in a better product. So it does, you don't always have to do something like that, doing something small and then coming back and doing something big if we really know what it is that you need.
And that's a great point. Know what you need, and then also know when you go to the bank, know how much money you really need. Because I know some people, they go to the bank and they just say, I need a loan, but don't really know the loan amount that they actually need. So I think that's
or
a great point.
you might say that, okay, I only need $50,000. And then when you begin to talk to your loan officer, they'll say, well, actually, really what you need is $75,000. Or actually, you only need $40,000 and you don't need a loan for a place. Really what you need is a line of credit to help you with cash flow. So like I said, but those kinds of conversations and those kind of conclusions, you don't get there without having the conversation first and building and working on that relationship. And that relationship sometimes is just having a few conversations.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears here just a second. Jacqueline, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
So good to see you as always. So I know this is gonna warm your heart. And I may not say it correctly, but you just correct me. The CASASA program. Tell everyone about the CASASA program, and then also tell individuals who are not in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area how they can sign up for an account with Industrial Bank if they live outside of there.
Okay, great. Well, CASASA family is a robust rewards program that we've been offering since May of 2016. And it's a relationship where the bank actually will pay you to bank with us should you meet a few qualifications. And so let me tell you the qualifications first. Number one, we ask that you allow us to send you electronic statements monthly. You can certainly save them or print them out at your convenience, but one is that we send you electronic statements. Number two is that you just log on to your online banking portal once a month to check a balance. You know that we traditionally do that on a daily basis, so nothing really difficult about that. And number three, that we ask that you swipe your debit card on average 3 times a week, 12 times a month. Grocery store, gas station, lunch, you're done for the week. So if you can do those 3 things, you have the opportunity to choose your reward. One can be a rate, an APY of 2.5% on balances in your checking account up to $15,000. And for those of you that don't maintain higher balances, but you swipe that debit card, we will offer you 3% cash back on your everyday purchases, not to exceed $7.50. And so those are 2 rewards that you're able to receive. But we also realize that we're a local bank, and so that we may not have ATMs at your convenience relative to it being industrial bank. So we will reimburse you up to $25 of foreign ATM fees each month. So you earn those cherries, and then you also have another carrot, you know. So the ATM rewards and the rewards that you select, whether it's the 2.5% APY or the 3% cash back. We also have a CASASA savings account that you can link to either of those checking accounts. And right now, I'm pretty confident that I can say the savings account interest rate, the APY is 0.75%. On balances up to $25. So, I mean, 25,000, thank you, Melanie. So if you position your funds right, You can really walk away on a monthly basis with some nice rewards. And guess what? If you don't meet the qualifications, your account is free and you get a chance to play next month. So every single month, you have the opportunity to earn rewards.
Listen. All right, so you got to back up because I could feel the passion coming through from you. But you said something, but you just kind of brushed past it. You said the bank will pay you to bank with them?
Yes.
Okay, break that down one more time and explain that.
So either you can choose that very, very attractive rate of 2.5% APY on your checking account balances up to $15,000, and we give that to you on a monthly basis. Or if you don't maintain higher balances, but you want a reward, when you swipe that debit card, we give you 3% cash back on your everyday purchases. So every time you swipe a card, there's a little bit of money that you get. The cap is $7.50. So we buy you lunch once a month with our rewards program of Kasasa.
We buy you a chicken sandwich.
A chicken sandwich.
From a
Right.
Are we talking about Popeyes again?
No, we said a black-owned chicken restaurant.
Or
All right.
a franchise that's owned by an African-American person. You have it. So even if you don't have the chicken sandwich anymore, if you get a spicy 2-piece and it's owned by someone who is African-American, or you go get a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A and that franchise is owned, we're paying for it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Brian, one more point about the Kasasa. It's only available for on the consumer side.
Oh, right.
So that's how you build a relationship with the bank too. Kasasa.
Perfect. Now, and this is excellent because you also said, and I hear this from other business owners around the country, that because the bank may not be in the area, they're concerned with being charged ATM fees. And so you said the bank will pay how much again for ATM fees?
We refund, so you'll be charged the fee. The key is we will refund at the end of the month up to $25 of foreign ATM fees.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And most of us don't
deal.
hear that because most consumers nowadays go to the grocery store or the convenience store and do cash back. But in the event that you do have to visit another ATM, we will consider that and refund you that $25.
Yeah, I mean that if a lot of times ATM fees can be about $3. So that amounts up to 8 times a month basically. Which is I don't go get cash back 8 times a month. So that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. All right, so
generous.
and so anyone outside of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, go to industrial-bank.com and you can open up a bank account today online, and you can open up not a business account but a personal account. And if you all want to, go ahead, say that. Address that again.
Yeah, Kasasa. So it says open account now. We have other accounts, but I will tell you, Kasasa is our #1 product. Our customers are loving it. They're enjoying it. Again, you probably won't find a rewards relationship similar or even compatible in our area. But yeah, online, industrial-bank.com, click on open account and look for Kasasa, Kasasa.
You definitely won't find that 2.5.
Right.
Not even on CDs.
Right.
I told y'all she would be excited about that Kasasa program. All right, so this is good. So we talked about online banking. Anything any one of you want to talk about before we close out? Anything that Melanie, Saria, or Jacqueline, anything you want to talk about? I want you to give the calls to action. We're going to save that for later. But any other points you want to bring up? And I do have a few other questions as well, but anything you want to bring up at this point?
Well, go ahead. I was going to allow you to ask your question. Well, I may answer your question in advance. I just really, my purpose today for being on the call is I want the listeners to understand the essence of who we are. And we're all proud to work for an organization of integrity, of trust, deep commitment to the community, so deep. And let me just give you an example. We listen to the voice of our customers. A couple of years ago, Melanie and I were at an entrepreneurship seminar, and the members came over and said, thank you so much for the information. It was wonderful, and we would like to bank with you. But as new business owners, we're not able to maintain the $1,500 daily balance or whatever it was that we required at that time in order to have an account and offset monthly fees. And so we took that comment back to our president and back to our executive team, and you know what they said? Fix it. right? So now today we offer an emerging business relationship for all new businesses, 5 years or younger, where you bank with us for a year. You don't have to be concerned about the monthly balance. You don't have to be concerned about any monthly maintenance fees. You bank for free. And that doesn't mean that there are not overdraft fees. So you have to make sure that you're budgeting. But you will not have any monthly maintenance fees for 1 year. Now, we do encourage you to come in, like Star said, and create that relationship with your banker. So on a quarterly basis, at minimum, you need to interact with your assigned branch manager to make sure that you are adhering to what your business plan calls for, that you're utilizing and leveraging all the products and services that we offer that will help you to reach those goals. So when that year transpires, you're easily able to migrate over to a traditional account and not suffer any fees or any, unknown experiences. And so we're really excited about that. One other thing that I really want to focus on is we don't only talk the talk, we walk the walk. And so we are so committed to teaching our community how to see finances differently, how to pay yourself first. Like Star was saying, how to be responsible for your own finances so that if you are an entrepreneur, you're ready and you're prepared for that loan conversation. But before then, you have to understand the basics. And saving is so important for us. Hopefully soon, gone will be the days where we see the GoFundMe's for funeral expenses and different things like that. So we are trying to encourage our communities to save. So much so that we've created what's called a Steady Saver CD. And so as most of you all know, family, it takes $1,000 or more to start a CD. And normally you have, let's just say you open up a CD for 12 months. For 12 months, you can't make any deposits, no loans from that CD without a penalty. Well, our Steady Saver CD is an 18-month term CD. You can start it with as little as $500. But here's the kicker. You can add to that CD on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. You are not locked out for the duration of that CD. You can pay yourself first. You can add to that CD like you would a savings account, but earning a CD rate. Also, we realize that life happens. So during that 18-month term, you're entitled to 2 penalty-free withdrawals where you can come in and say, you know what, I didn't anticipate it, but thank God I've been saving. So can I withdraw? And we would say yes, and there is no penalty attached. And so what bank does that? What bank takes a comment from a person in the community and comes back and modifies and massages and tweaks the products and services that they have to make sure that they're in alignment with the specific unique needs of the communities in which we serve? Industrial Bank does that.
And Brian, I just want to add to or reiterate what Jackie said about the integrity of the bank and the loan. So sitting here, like I've been at the bank for 20 years. So even between the three of us, that's like almost 50 years of being here at the bank. So we have not only our management, which we're so appreciative of and respect so highly, but you have employees that are truly committed to the mission and vision of this bank, as well as to the community.
No, that's powerful. That means a lot. That means the bank is treating you right, which is very important. So if they treat the employees right, employees would take care of the customers. That's what I always say, which is important. Now, Jackie, back to that business account that you can open up for a year. Do you still have to be inside of the DC, Maryland, Virginia area to open up that business account?
Well, because we don't open business accounts online, you'll need to pay us a visit. Okay, so and just to be honest, and this is the one thing that I love about Industrial Bank as well. If it's not right here, that's okay. We're going to redirect you to a institution or organization that's going to be most compatible for you. So as a new business, you probably need to be in close proximity so that you can build that relationship. You can walk in and have those interactions. So I would suggest that if you are a new emerging business, that you do find your local community, specifically minority-owned bank, and build that process there. Excellent. But the answer is no, anyone can do it. We need to see you at least once, but I would recommend that you have that local relationship, at least in the beginning.
Excellent. So to open up a business account, you would need to see them in person, but an actual personal account, they can open that up from anywhere around the country, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, one more time. So if you're a business owner and you would like to go after a loan with Industrial Bank or just open up a business account, You could do that anywhere in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. But if you would like to do a personal account, you can open that up anywhere in the United States. And you can do that tonight. You can do that right now.
Online, right now. 24/7.
Absolutely. Right now. Well, finish watching the broadcast.
Right.
Or open up another page.
Yeah, right.
All right. So let's get ready to wrap up. Actually, I do have a few more questions before we wrap up, and I want to get you all out of here as well. So good question. Someone asked, what about financing for a startup company?
Financing
And
for
a startup
startup
company. Let's say a startup construction company.
financing for a startup construction company. So
Yes.
again, startups, any kind of business, when you come in, you should have some of your own capital. And sometimes you do need, I know that there are a lot of ways. I know that's one of the big things. How do I get capital? How do I get some money, right? Because the bank is not going to give me any money if I don't already have any money. And everybody doesn't always have the favorite uncle that I've been putting this money to the side for you and been waiting for you all your life to say you wanted to start a business.
Where's that guy?
And honestly, I mean, crowdfunding in different ways, there's a lot of creative ways to help you get started trying to find some funding. But as a startup, a business that is just starting out the block, again, those conversations with your financial institution, with that loan officer, is what's going to position you to see what we can do. Again, you might be a line of credit. We might have to do a small business line of credit where we're giving you a small amount of money to help you with cash flow to get started, because you wanted to rent out this little storefront, but after having a discussion with your loan officer, it might be better for you to have an online delivery versus having a brick and mortar. And so what we do is we help you with the line of credit to help you get a Pitney Bowes account, to help you get that so that you can do and get your website launched and all of that stuff, so you can do an online product offering first. But again, that starts with the conversation. It always starts with the conversation first. So if you're interested in financing as a startup business, like I said before, if there's 5 banks on that block, go to all 5 of them and see what they are requiring of you, if they're even offering financing for that. And Google is a useful tool. Sometimes, you don't even realize that there are programs and stuff that you can qualify for too, and you can leverage those kinds of relationships with your financial institution. So I always say it starts with the conversation, because every loan is different. And because every loan is different, it's going to require different things, and it's a different conversation.
No, that is amazing. This is great. Those are really, really good. And I think I'm going to ask you one final question, and then I want you all to give us the call to actions that you want the users to be able to do right away, which is actually good. All right, and let's see what question here is. I think that might be all the questions, actually. All right, let's see here. How long does it press? Okay, all right, so it looks like we got all of the questions, which is really, really good. And so again, so if you want to give, or if you have another question before we wrap up, go ahead and send the question really quickly. And then also, the 3 of you, if you want to go ahead and give Industrial Bank calls to action, what action steps should viewers that are watching, what should they do right now while we're talking?
Well, I think one thing that Industrial Bank, we are a financial resource, and we're interested in your financial health. And I think it's really important. I don't think enough people in communities of color do it, is really doing an assessment of your financial health. Do you have a will? Have you thought about insurance? Do you have things in order holistically as you look at yourself? Not just I think we often think, okay, we want to support a Black bank and we want to put money in a Black bank, but really what you're thinking about, or what you should always be thinking about, is your overall financial health, your overall state of being. And investing in us helps us to invest in you, but you also have to make an investment in yourself. And financially in yourself, you say, what, do you have life insurance? you have a life insurance policy? Do you have savings? Do you, like I said, do you have a will? Do you have all of those things? And I can guarantee when you come into an industrial bank, we're asking you those questions because that is a concern of ours, because we want your overall financial health picture to be a stable one, to be a healthy one. That's important to us. You can't be impactful in your community when you're sick, right? So we want you to be well in your body, but we also want you to be well in your finances.
Excellent. Jacqueline, you have any calls to action? Final calls to action?
Sure. So to piggyback off of what Star said, my passion is for the children. And so because we do a lot of interviewing of young people, they come in and they're qualified for the job, but they don't have the credit score. They can't be, they're not employable. And so I really just implore families to turn off the TV, put the cell phones down, and let's have some open dialogue about the current financial situation of the family. I don't know why as a community it's a secret, hush, hush, but we need to, you know, we always say, my children think money grows on trees. Well, that's because you allow them to have that illusion. So when you sit down with them, and you don't have to tell exactly, but this is how much money comes into the household on a month, son, daughter, and this is how much money goes out. This is the mortgage. It shouldn't be a secret. This is the rent. It shouldn't be a secret. Oh, by the way, we have car insurance and cell phones. And so before you ask for your wants, let's take care of our needs. And so we need to really, really have a concentrated effort on educating our children, having conversations with our children so that they are aware. And they can start to demonstrate the acceptable behaviors, saving. They'll know about their credit and how not to damage it before they go to college, unlike us. And so it's critical that we have these meaningful conversations with our youth so that they know how to align their behaviors financially with their future goals. We need to have goal conversations. What are you saving for, son? What are you saving for? Well, this is what we're saving for the family. And so we need to have those conversations, include our children, so that we can change the trajectory of the direction that we're going as a whole relative to finances. We need to be financially healthy, and it starts with the parents.
I love that. How often do you say that a parent should sit down and talk with their kids, have that meeting with them about money?
All the time. But monthly. My son knows what the mortgage is, and he knows when it's due, and he knows what the insurance is. He knows what the cell phone, I don't want to name companies, but he knows those things. And he knows those things have to get paid before he can ask for Jordans or PlayStation or whatever it is that he wants. So I think that that needs to be an ongoing conversation.
Or he knows, my son knows that he needs to maybe go do some work to earn some money so that he doesn't have to ask me and he can get it on his own.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So, go ahead, Melanie.
I was just going to say, after you've done what Star and Jackie has mentioned, give us a call. Because just like we do on the commercial side, on the consumer side, we can have a conversation with you to be able to put you in the correct product, either for you or your children.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so give your web address again, and your contact information on how they can get in contact with the bank. Sure.
Our website is industrial-bank.com. You can give us a call at 202-722-2000. We have a fabulous client service team. You could give them a call at that number, or you can email us at info@industrial-bank.com. Don't forget to follow us. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Bank Industrial.
Yes. Bank Industrial. Across the board.
Follow you everywhere. Online. All right, listen, this is a great first online show. Give yourselves a hand. Thank you so much for joining us. This was excellent. And again, we will be resharing this. We're going to be resharing this through YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and on Periscope as well. I don't know if anybody still uses Periscope, but we're going to share it over there. And so this was excellent. We love this conversation. I think my takeaway, as always, anytime I talk with industrial, it's always about the relationship. And I love what Star you said. Don't let the first time that you go ask for a loan, don't let that be the first time that you go to the bank. First sit down and speak with them, talk with them, and find out how you can build a relationship with them first. And and I think it's important also, ladies, for a lot of times business owners are not open. They're not open about what their real credit issues are, what the real money that they have. A lot of times people try to hide. So I think it's good to be open with that as well. So this is good. So again, what I would like to do, I am going to announce. Oh, you guys, do you have a question? Do you have that question that you want to ask, so that we can give away that prize?
Okay, so we're gonna make it easy.
Okay.
If you can tell us in what year we were founded, that would be the first. Yes.
All right. So real quickly, down in the comments, I have a few other announcements, so you got some time. So down in the comments, write down what year Industrial Bank was founded. And if you were on the email list, you should know that offhand because I sent the email out 3,000 times.
Well, I should have made it a little harder. I didn't know that. I should have made the question a little harder.
Right. Garrett Bolden got it. Looks like Garrett Bolden was quick. So he said 1934.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Gary is actually one of our newest members. So congratulations, Garrett.
Congratulations,
Yes.
Gary.
Congratulations. All right. So we got a prize. And what is the prize that Garrett will be receiving?
So about a couple of years ago, Patricia Mitchell, who's the granddaughter of the founder and the brother of our current president, Edo Mitchell, embarked on this journey of putting this book together. It's a historical pictorial book about Industrial Bank from the very beginning. So it's very informative. A whole lot of great information, a whole lot of great people in the book, both famous and not so famous. And it will be an autograph by our president and his executive vice president, we're brother and sister, Patricia and Doyle Mitchell.
Now that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Gary. So I'll be getting you all Gary's information. I'll send that over to you. Congratulations, Gary, on that. And so we do have a winner for the sharer. So we asked everyone to share. And so the winner, the person, drum roll, the person that shared the most is Erica Tiffany Singleton. Yay!
Thank you,
So thank you so much for sharing the broadcast, Erica. And so, Erica, if you could send us a message inside of the USBC directory, the mobile app page, that would be great. And send me your email address. That way we can get in contact with you. We're going to be sending you the book. So at our conference here last week, we had the wife of Reginald F. Lewis, who was at the conference. Reginald F. Lewis, if you all have not heard of him, he was the first Black person to build $1 billion company. And he was flying all over the world. So he's definitely a great person to know. Again, his name is Reginald F. Lewis. We had his wife at our conference last week. And so we will be sending Erica Tiffany Singleton the book, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? And so congratulations. And if you all have not read that book, I think that's a great book to read. Again, you can download it on your Kindle and anywhere else that you can get it. But Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun? Which is good. So I also would like to announce, there's a lot of people are not aware of this, but October 1st through the 3rd, the National Bankers Association, which is the network of Black banks, will actually be having their conference in Washington, D.C. So the National Bankers Association conference. And if you have any one of these banks in your area, that's a great time to come out and meet some of the individuals with the banks, to meet them in person and to see how you can begin to do business with them. Again, it's about the relationship. So that's a great conference to attend. Again, National Bankers Association Conference, October 1st through the 3rd, 2019 in DC. And I also would like to announce that on September the 10th, 2019, we will be having our policy breakfast. So once a year, during the week of Congressional Black Caucus, which is a great caucus, if you never heard of it, I suggest that you Google it, Congressional Black Caucus. That the entire caucus is taking place September the 11th through the 15th in Washington, D.C. The United States Black Chambers, we will be having our policy breakfast, starts 8 o'clock in the morning. The location is tentative. We don't have the location for it yet, but stay tuned. And but that will be September the 10th in Washington, D.C. We'll be having our policy breakfast. And in years past, we've had the CBT president come and speak with us, and just many other successful business owners to talk with us about policy. I tell everyone, economics controls business, and business controls economics. So we must know who our elected representatives are and get to know them, and also fund their campaigns. If you fund their campaigns, they're more apt to listen to you as well, which is great. All right, so this is good. So again, if you have not done so yet, download the app, USBC Directory. You can get that on Apple and on Android. USBC Directory. You can get that on Apple and on Android. Download it now and begin to locate Black-owned businesses. And then I also placed inside of the comments, we've been hearing about Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, but I put a link inside of the conference of about 4,000 Black-owned restaurants around the country. Again, 4,000 Black-owned restaurants around the country. So please go to the USBC directory, download the app. You can go to the website also, usbcdirectory.com. Click on the link that says Black restaurants and find a Black business and a Black restaurant in your area. And also, between now and then, so next Wednesday, again, we will be featuring Symphony Chips, Black-owned potato chip company. Black-owned potato chip company. Excited to have Mr. Dundre Anderson on. So next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have him on the show, and he'll be discussing how we can buy his chips. And we want to be able to support that brother so that he can grow and he can expand and go into the markets and the areas that he wants to go into. And so we'll be doing this conference weekly. We'll be doing this online show weekly as well. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll have a different Black-owned business that is also a member of the United States Black Chambers. We're highlighting our members, those that are members of the United States Black Chambers, so that you all could become aware of who these businesses are and how you can support them. We must support our own businesses, and we must do it ourselves, which is absolutely great. So this is great.
We have mobile apps as well for our customers as well. So all of our customers, if you're in anywhere you are, you go online and you open that account, you can also download the mobile app and you can bank from your phone as well. So go down and download Industrial Bank for the consumer customers, and we are launching a business app for our business customers later this year as well.
Okay, so the way I downloaded is type Industrial Bank?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Industrial Bank, not the hyphen, just Industrial Bank if I want to download the app.
Industrial Bank in your Google Play Store or in the Apple Store.
So listen, I love it. I love it. Listen, I'm going to encourage everyone that's listening. If you do not have an account with a Black-owned bank, open one today. And Industrial Bank is a great one to start with. Again, you can open up a personal checking account anywhere in the United States. Does not matter where you are. So open up a checking account, pour some money in there, and support Black institution. And as Jackie said, open up the Kansasa account. So I just want to make sure that I get that correct, which is good. All right, so I'm going to wrap up here as well. And again, you have a few minutes left. If you want to join the United States Black Chambers, we're offering a 15% discount. Go to usbcdirectory.com and click on the link that says list your business. You have a few more minutes until the clock is going to change and it's going to go back up to the regular price. Again, usbcdirectory.com/advertise or usbcdirectory.com and click on the link that says list your business. We're offering a 15% discount while the broadcast goes on if you're a Black-owned business. And lastly, I do also want to mention our sponsor for this show again. So thank you so much to our sponsor, Furniture Installation and Service Technicians, for sponsoring this first episode. And also, if you would like to sponsor this show, send me an email. You can send me an email directly at Brian, BRIAN, at usblackchambers with an s.org. Again, Brian, BRIAN, at usblack, BLACK, chambers, CHAMBERS.org. And if you have any questions about the chamber, if you have any questions about joining, or if you would like to sponsor, or anything that you would like to ask, send me an email and I'll touch base with you quickly. So lastly, again, thank you to our sponsor, Furniture Installation and Service Technicians. They assemble and disassemble office units, such as modular and case goods, desk units, and shelving. Furniture Installation and Service Technicians outfits your office to suit any number of employees for more productivity in an office environment. Furniture Installation and Service Technicians has their GSA schedule, which is important, and they are also 8A certified. FIS has performed work at the Smithsonian Institute, so everybody knows about the Black Museum in DC. They've done work there as well. They've done work with the government, private, and commercial entities. Prices are very affordable, and just reach out to them today. Their web address again is www.fistinstallation.com. Again, www.fistinstallation.com, or you can call them on the phone at 410-565-6950. This was absolutely great. Any final thoughts on your end, Industrial?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate it.
No, thank you. It's so great. So we're going to be doing a conference call with Industria as well. So members of the United States Black Chambers, we will be scheduling a conference call that will be for members only with the United States Black Chambers, and we'll be discussing some more things in detail. So be on the lookout. You guys know I send out emails, so just be on the lookout for the emails. Send out a lot of emails. Be on the lookout for a lot of the emails that are coming forth. Listen, thank you all so much for joining us on our first broadcast, the USBC Directory Live. Stay tuned until next week. I'll be sending out an email and making everyone aware. Again, we will be discussing Symphony Chips, Black-owned potato chip company. They are a member of the United States Black Chambers, and we're excited to highlight them. And we want you all, even right now, you don't have to wait till next week. Go to symphonychips.com to start buying some potato chips from them right away. And thank you all very much. This is the United States Black Chambers with the national voice of Black business. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much. You all have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.